Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you today. I'm home. Well, I'm not really home from work sick. Today was actually going to be my day off, but I've been quarantined in my bedroom for the one reason that I am sick, and my wife doesn't want me to get her or the kids sick at all on their spring break. But basically, I've been using this day to basically catch up on the WWE Network. I've been watching a lot of stuff on the network there, and I mean, just alone itself today, I watched a part of Warrior Week. I watched the WrestleMania Rewind between Warrior versus Hogan, which was a very good episode. I watched the WrestleMania Rewind between Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho, which was another very, very good episode. I really love that show, and that honestly is one of my favorite shows that I've been watching on there. I have been using that to sort of like springboard me into doing reviews of that current Mania, where I would watch the WrestleMania Rewind. Then I would turn around after that and I would watch the whole show, and that would give me a reason to review it on my channel. But of course, everybody knows with what's going on right now is Warrior Week. With the passing of the Ultimate Warrior, WWE has gone in and changed their programming schedule for this week in order to give us big thing, I don't know, real big things. Of course, because of Monday they didn't do anything because of Monday Night Raw. Tuesday they ran the Ultimate Warrior's greatest matches. What I'm actually going to be reviewing for you here today. They did the WrestleMania Rewind on Wednesday. Today, if you're watching this on Thursday, they're going to be having a Ultimate Warrior biography that's going to be on there. That's going to be freaking huge. They're jam-packing today with NXT, the Warrior special, and then also the debut of Legends House. So I don't know why people out there aren't subscribing to the WWE Network. 600,000 people is it's a pretty big number, but when it comes to a worldwide number of people that watch wrestling. The 600,000 people subscribing to this is not really that big of a deal. If you go out there, if you go on YouTube, if you subscribe, if you tweet my good buddy Justin Subryan, he will tell you how. If you live in the UK, if you live in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, he'll tell you how to get the WWE Network. It's you don't have to wait until it rolls out to you. There's no real ifs, ands, or buts for it. If you want it, you can get it. And that's all I have to say. But I watched the Ultimate Warrior's greatest matches. I was a little scared because I was sitting here wondering, like, why did I buy the Ultimate Collection of the Ultimate Warrior? I think this came out just earlier this month, the first Tuesday of the month, whatever day that was. Why did I buy this? They've already uploaded onto the network. I understand that the guy died and they wanted to do a passing, but when I watched it, it was only a 1 hour special. And to me, they didn't really give away the greatest matches of the Ultimate Warrior. But to me, it's kind of funny because everything that basically WWE's done on pay-per-view is already uploaded onto the network. So for me to be sort of jealous that they're basically giving it away for free is kind of funny, because if you want to watch Warrior versus Hogan, all you have to do is pull up WrestleMania on the on-demand section, and you can watch that all you want to. I mean, it's a little bit hard if you want to go through and watch different Ultimate Warrior matches. You have to know different timings of the different matches, since a lot of the platforms don't have really skip to matches. Biggest pitfall of the Apple TV to me is I don't really like the fast forward feature on the WWE Network. Hopefully they'll get in there and they'll check that out a little bit later. With the Ultimate Warrior's greatest matches, basically they gave us 6 matches from his past. The Barry Horowitz match basically wasn't that big of a deal. It was basically his WWE debut. From there, they gave us him winning the IC Championship at the SummerSlam event, where he replaced Brutus Barber Beefcake. Young Man said that he would fight anybody. Basically, wasn't really anything really, really big to see that match again. But in between each matches, basically you had different wrestlers come out and give their thoughts on the Ultimate Warrior. You had of course Sting, that blew everybody's mind when Sting made his WWE debut on the network, talking about Ultimate Warrior, given the story about orange juice and protein smoothies. You had Chris Jericho talking about one of his favorite moments of watching the Ultimate Warrior, having that Megadeth sort of Metallica music that he came out to. And I'm a real big fan of listening to Chris Jericho's podcast. And of course, everybody knows on the Friday show, he rocks it out with the cowbell and he sort of sings that song that he sort of changes up. But it was kind of fun because you got to see him actually do this live, do the Ultimate Warrior theme. That dun 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 dun. That was pretty fun. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was a little bit weird and a little bit sad. It looked like a lot of these wrestlers shot them themselves, either using like either just like putting their phone up and recording it and sending it into WWE, or some of them probably use their laptop, sort of like their little um, camera, their eye camera, whatever you want to call them. It's been so long, it becomes so easy. You don't go out and buy these things. You forget what they call them. I remember going out to the store and actually buying my first microphone that clipped on, not microphone, but camera that clipped onto my thing. That was kind of crazy. But from then, it was funny because Chris Jericho talks about those house show matches of the Ultimate Warrior creaming Andre the Giant in 30 seconds, and people, having to sit through these shows, it being the main event, the reason why they bought their ticket, and Warrior beats him in 30 seconds. And I remember reading in wrestling magazines where they would have people write in reviews of shows, people being so pissed of seeing their favorite wrestler for only 30 seconds, and why it was such a big disgrace to see, a guy like Ultimate Warrior do the job. And here it is, years later, you actually hear the stories about, Andre the Giant was so sick and so beat up at the time that was really the only way they could really use him. But Jericho talks about, him beating, about Warrior beating the Giant in 30 seconds, and they go out and they actually show us this match from Saturday night's main event for the IC title. I thought they were going to give us one of the squash matches, and they actually give us one of the good ones. We get to see Warrior versus Ted DiBiase, a really, really good match. Really great commentary from Jesse, the Body Ventura, and Gorilla Monsoon as they're over there in Tokyo. Different sort of setting for the WWE. It was kind of weird not to see them in an arena in the U.S., so it was pretty cool to see him like that. And of course, then you see a Saturday night's main event match for the WWE title against Rick Rude, which was very, very good as well. But definitely check it out. It's only an hour. You can flip through it pretty fast. Definitely go out and still buy WWE's greatest matches. I'm a little bit mixed up because the camera on the iPad is way over here, and I'm looking over here, which makes me look like I'm looking way over. I don't know. I'm all screwed up, but definitely on the Blu-ray, 2 discs of extreme action here for you, highlighted, of course, by Warrior versus Hogan. They have the documentary that they just put up that I mentioned earlier. Warrior versus Andre the Giant. It says from SummerSlam '89, but I don't really think that's the match. It's probably talking about Saturday night's main event. And in '89, he beats Honky Tonk Man for the title. SummerSlam, no, because SummerSlam '89, he faces Rick Rude. They probably got some mistakes here on the back of the Blu-ray. But Warrior versus Rude, the IC. I thought he fought Rude for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam. Maybe this is, I don't know. I'm a little bit fucked up on the NyQuil right now. And then Warrior versus the Macho King from WrestleMania 7, 1991. Of course, being for the career of Macho Man Randy Savage. Of course, he would go on and wrestle a lot there. So, basically, from looking at the WWE Network things, they didn't give us Warrior versus Hogan. They didn't give us Warrior versus Macho Man. So, it's not really his greatest matches. But, I mean, it was definitely a teaser to make you go out and buy this to get more of his Ultimate Collection. I haven't watched this yet. I was waiting for a Skype group viewing, I guess you can say. Waiting for a few other people to get this so we can all watch it together. I think they use the opening and the ending of this on the special. Warrior talking about how he had turned down the Hall of Fame a few times, and basically because of the Warrior DVD that came out in the early 2000s, he didn't want to be a part of WWE, so they retold this story, and basically them retelling his story was the reason why he came back, and he actually took the induction into the Hall of Fame, which is kind of weird because here a lot of wrestling fans like me are sitting here like, dying to find out when they're going to put Macho Man into the Hall of Fame. And I was really thinking that maybe Warrior would go in this year, and then next year Warrior would be the guy who gives a speech for Randy Savage. Since a lot of people think that, Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan have a lot of heat, and their friendship wasn't the biggest. Of course, Macho Man blames Hulk Hogan for the breakup of Gorgeous George, and he blames him for the breakup of Miss Elizabeth. So I was really thinking that Ultimate Warrior was going to close the gap and get those two big names for us. Of course, I want the lineage of the WWE Championship. If you were, the WWE or the WWF champion, you should be in the WWE Hall of Fame because you were at the top of the #1 promotion from all time. I think that even Psycho Sid, a lot of people knock it on that, but I think that even Psycho Sid has a place in the WWE Hall of Fame some days. Not even using the if Coco Beware can be in, anybody can be in sort of saying that goes along the way, but definitely go check it out. I wasn't really thinking of talking about this match for 10 minutes, but definitely get the WWE Network. Legends House. You got the Ultimate Warrior biography going up tonight. A lot of good stuff going up. Make sure you check this out. Ultimate Warrior's greatest matches. Awesome. 1 hour of jam-packed action.